Mountains are breathtaking, towering, majestic, and seemingly still, but behind their calm facade lies a world of extremes. Razor-thin air, sudden storms, shifting snowpacks, and sheer rock faces that demand more than strength to navigate. Whether you're climbing for the thrill or responding to a rescue, surviving in the high mountains requires a mix of science, technology, and deeply practical knowledge. From understanding how your body copes with low oxygen to knowing when snow might give way beneath your feet and which rope or harness to trust your life to, every detail matters. Let's start with what happens to your body when you climb high. As you ascend, the air pressure drops, and with it, the amount of oxygen available to breathe. At 3,000 meters above sea level, the oxygen is already much thinner than at sea level. Go even higher, 5,000 or 6,000 meters, and every step feels harder, your breath becomes labored, and sleep turns restless. Why is that? Your body is reacting to hypoxia, a lack of oxygen. To adapt, it ramps up your breathing, produces more red blood cells, and changes the way cells use oxygen. But this process, called acclimatization, takes time. That's why experienced mountaineers follow a slow schedule: climb high, sleep low. By ascending gradually and allowing rest days, your body can adjust to the conditions. But what if you ignore the signs? Headaches, nausea, dizziness. They may sound mild, but they're early warnings of altitude sickness. Left unchecked, it can escalate to high-altitude pulmonary or cerebral edema, where fluid floods the lungs or brain. These are life-threatening conditions that can only be treated by descending immediately. One famous example is Mount Everest, where climbers not only carry oxygen tanks, but sometimes use portable pressure chambers, like inflatable life-saving pods, to simulate a descent in emergencies. Now imagine you're walking across a snowy slope. The sun is shining, the snow seems solid, until it isn't. In a matter of seconds, the slope gives way and you're caught in a roaring avalanche. It may sound cinematic, but it's a very real danger. Avalanches often start when a weak layer of snow beneath a heavier one suddenly collapses. Factors like recent snowfall, wind, temperature changes, and even your footsteps can trigger one. Most happen on slopes between 30 and 45 degrees, the perfect angle for snow to slide. How do you stay safe? Start with knowledge. Skiers and climbers often carry a small toolkit: a transceiver, a radio beacon that sends and receives signals, a probe to poke through snow layers, and a shovel to dig out someone buried. Modern avalanche airbags, backs, that inflate during a slide can also help you stay near the surface. But gear is just one part of the equation. You must also learn how to read the snow, spot terrain traps like gullies where snow accumulates, and always check avalanche forecasts before setting out. And then there's the gear: the ropes, crampons, ice axes, harnesses, and carabiners that climbers trust with their lives. Each piece has a purpose, and using them correctly is an art as much as a science. For example, crampons, sharp metal spikes attached to your boots, bite into ice so you don't slip. Ice axes can both help you climb and arrest a fall if you start sliding. Dynamic ropes stretch to absorb the shock if you fall, while anchors like ice screws or camming devices secure the rope to the rock or snow. Can a simple metal clip really be that important? Absolutely. A poorly clipped rope or weak anchor has led to countless accidents. Modern technology is enhancing this field in surprising ways. Tiny GPS beacons can send out your location if you're lost. Drones with thermal cameras can locate missing hikers. Even wearable sensors can now track your heart rate, oxygen levels, and altitude adjustment in real time. Scientists are training AI systems to predict avalanche risk based on weather data and snowpack conditions. But for all these innovations, what really keeps you alive is your own judgment, knowing when to turn back, when to push forward, and how to use what you've learned under pressure. So, what does it take to survive and thrive in the high mountains? It's not just strength or courage. It's understanding how your body reacts to altitude, reading the language of snow and weather, trusting in your equipment, and staying calm when things go wrong. Could mastering these skills be the ultimate key to unlocking the world's most awe-inspiring heights? For generations of mountaineers and rescuers, the answer has always been yes. As altitude increases, barometric pressure and inspired oxygen partial pressure decrease, causing arterial hypoxia that challenges cellular metabolism. The body responds via acclimatization mechanisms, hyperventilation, increased heart rate, elevated red blood cell production, and altered blood pH. To improve oxygen delivery. These adaptations take days to weeks and vary widely between individuals, with inadequate acclimatization risking acute mountain sickness, AMS, high altitude pulmonary edema, HAPE, or cerebral edema, HACE. Understanding these physiological responses is essential for planning safe ascent profiles and rescue operations. Example: climbers ascending Everest's South Col ascend in staged camps to allow gradual acclimatization before summiting. Analogy: acclimatization is like slowly turning up the volume on a speaker rather than blasting it at full power. Your body adjusts gradually to avoid overload. Effective acclimatization follows climb high, sleep low principles, where climbers gain altitude during the day but descend to lower elevations to rest. Incremental increases in sleeping elevation, no more than 500 meters per day above 3,000, minimize hypoxic stress and reduce AMS incidence. Scheduled rest days every 1,000 meters allow physiological adaptations, ventilatory drive, and erythropoiesis to consolidate before further ascent. Monitoring symptoms and using pulse oximetry guide individualized adjustments and dictate whether descent or supplemental oxygen is necessary. Example: trekking expeditions to Kilimanjaro incorporate rest days at 3,500 m and 4,300 m to facilitate acclimatization. Analogy: acclimatization scheduling is like training for a marathon, with gradual mileage increases and rest days to prevent injury. Avalanches occur when a weak layer of snow fails under the load of overlying snowpack, triggered by weather, slope angle, or human activity. Snow stability tests, compression propagation saw, and assessment of recent snowfall, wind loading, and temperature gradients identify unstable layers. Slopes between 30° and 45° with fresh wind slabs pose highest risk, requiring route planning that avoids these angles and exposure zones. Continuous snowpack evaluation and avalanche forecast consultation are critical to prevent burial incidents. Example: ski mountaineers performing a compression test reveal a sudden failure plane at 25 taps, indicating unstable snow. Analogy: avalanche risk is like walking on a layered cake. If the filling layer is too soft under heavy icing, the top layer can collapse unexpectedly. Rapid extrication within 15 minutes is crucial for survival. Avalanche rescue employs beacon search, probing, and shovel excavation in a coordinated pattern. Trained rescuers perform signal-guided zigzag searches with multiple rescuers to narrow burial location quickly. Shoveling technique focuses on strategic trenching downslope of the probe strike to create an air pocket and minimize effort. Regular avalanche rescue drills ensure muscle memory and teamwork under extreme stress, drastically improving burial survival rates. Example: a ski patrol practices beacon sweep drills to locate a buried transceiver within seconds during training. Analogy: avalanche rescue is like a high-speed treasure hunt using metal detectors and shovels to dig up hidden objects under time pressure. Technical mountaineering gear, crampons, ice axes, harnesses, and dynamic ropes enable secure movement and self-arrest on ice and steep snow slopes. Crampons provide traction on hard snow. Ice axes serve as anchors and braking tools in falls. Harness and rope systems protect climbers from long falls, distributing force to prevent injury. Understanding gear limitations, proper fit, and maintenance ensures reliability in life-critical situations. Example: a climber self-arrests on a glacial slope using a properly angled ice axe and front point technique. Analogy: technical gear is like specialized tires, brakes, and safety belts for driving on icy mountain roads. Each component prevents catastrophic slips. Fixed rope systems and anchor placements, eye screws, snow pickets, rock protection, create secure lines for ascent, descent, and belaying. Correct anchor construction considers load direction, material strength, and snow/ice quality to withstand fall forces without failure. Belay techniques dynamic rope catch and controlled lowering, mitigate impact on both climber and anchor. Proficiency in anchor evaluation and redundancy planning is vital for safety on technical terrain. Example, setting a V-threm ice anchor in snow for rappelling off a serac ridge uses two intersecting holes to create a secure rappel point. Analogy, rope systems and anchors are like the scaffolding and safety harnesses used by construction workers high above ground. They hold weight securely and prevent falls. Portable high-altitude shelters, four-season tents, emergency bivouac sacks protect against extreme cold, wind chill, and hypoxia during unexpected storms or injury immobilization. Insulated sleeping systems minimize heat loss by trapping body warmth, reducing risk of hypothermia. Emergency shelters are lightweight, yet must withstand high wind loads and snowfall without collapse. Knowledge of rapid shelter deployment and site selection, windward slope, avalanche-free zone, is critical for survival. Example, a mountaineer caught in sudden whiteout deploys a bivy sack and insulated bag to ride out a blizzard overnight. Analogy, emergency shelter in the mountains is like deploying airbags in a car crash. It provides immediate, life-preserving protection. Supplemental oxygen increases inspired oxygen partial pressure, alleviating hypoxic stress and improving physical performance above 7,000 m. Portable regulators and lightweight cylinders deliver flow rates tailored to activity level, maintaining SPO2 above critical thresholds. Oxygen use must be balanced against weight and logistical constraints. Improper use can mask symptoms of altitude illness. Rescue operations at extreme altitude often rely on fixed oxygen stations to stabilize victims before evacuation. Example, high-altitude rescue teams carry oxygen to treat climbers with suspected HAPE during evacuation from Camp IV. Analogy, supplemental oxygen is like turbocharging an engine at high altitude, providing extra power when natural air pressure. Modern mountain rescue integrates GPS tracking, satellite communication, and drones to locate and evacuate victims efficiently in remote terrain. Helicopter hoist rescues require precise coordination between ground teams, pilots, and medical staff to manage wind shear, altitude performance, and landing zone hazards. Incident command systems structure roles, communication protocols, and resource allocation under rapidly changing conditions. Continuous training in scenario simulations ensures seamless multi-agency collaboration during real emergencies. Example, a GPS beacon alert triggers a helicopter dispatch guided by drone reconnaissance to identify safe landing approach on a crevassed glacier. Analogy, mountain rescue coordination is like orchestrating an emergency room operation. Each specialist performs a precise role under time pressure to save lives.